So I just finished work. I don't normally go camping on this day, but yeah, I was working down in Lochsport. Lochsport is actually the furthest I travel for work, and there's a beach down here. So I thought, well, if I'm already down here, then I may as well go for a camp on the beach. Haven't done a beach camp for a while, and it is winter, which is a bit annoying, but yeah, we'll see how it goes anyway. I'm just pulling into the car park, and this is actually the most concerning thing about this camp is I have to leave my car here overnight and walk along the beach. In these sorts of towns where it's mainly a tourist town, yeah, during non-tourist time, it's bad to leave your cars around in remote locations, which I'm going to do because it's more likely to get broken into. And there's people down here already. But yeah, we're going to park it here, see how it goes. So I've just left my car there, heading to the beach now, all kitted up. I'm packing much heavier tonight than what I normally do, but you know, I don't have to walk far, and I'm not really, you know, traveling on public transport and stuff like that. This is the 90 Mile Beach. It is named that way because guess how long it is? That's right, 90 miles. So yeah, a good thing about this beach is that there's hardly anyone here. If I look back that way, I don't know if you can see them, there's a couple of people fishing. If you look the other way, absolutely no one. So you basically end up having the whole beach to yourself. There's no wind today, so I may be able to camp actually on the beach because I thought there was going to be a bit of tea tree and stuff like that I could hide in, but doesn't look like it. So okay, well, I think this place is as good as any. So I am going to use this log as a seat tonight, and I'm going to set up here. Just need to find some firewood now. But first, I think I'm going to take my shoes off. It feels really weird walking along the beach wearing boots. Got to be barefoot on a beach. Before it gets too dark, there's one thing I really need to do, and that's collect firewood. So I'm going to scramble up this little cliff here and throw some firewood down, I think. I don't want to be going up and down that at night time, so yeah, let's grab some wood. That'll be enough to keep me going tonight, I think. I thought there'd be more grass and stuff down here that I could use to light a fire. There's hardly any, and it's all damp, so I don't have any fire lighters or anything like that, so let's hope that I can actually get a fire going. It's very wet. It's too wet. I just discovered that insect repellent. It's flammable. Let's try that. Look at that! Well, we got there in the end. It's going. So while I'm waiting for the fire to get going and get some good ashes going so I can cook some dinner, I'm just going to sit down, have a Pirate Life Pale Ale. Just I'm on a beach, Pirate Life, seems fitting. Pretend I'm marooned or something, I don't know. But I'm just going to sit here, enjoy the sounds of the waves, and start thinking about dinner. Ah! Nearly drowned the camera. Well, the fire's definitely going now. I'm burning tea tree, and yeah, tea tree apparently, so I just found out, is a really, really hard wood. And yeah, it's really hard to cut. I was using the saw to cut it, and it was taking ages, but I can get through it with the axe. And it burns for a really, really long time, which is good. Even the twigs just, yeah, keep going. And the smoke's now going in my face. So, yeah, I've got about half an hour of light left. I'm going to wait for it to get nearly dark and then set up the tent. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to get other stuff prepared. Unfortunately, I'm getting everything out of my bag. And if I didn't have this log, I would have nowhere to put it. But the whole log is covered in stuff at the moment. So it'd be nice to get the tent up so I can get things into the tent, out of the way. And yeah, then I'm all set up for nighttime because it's going to be a bit more difficult once it gets dark. I have set up some lights. So I've got a little tripod there and it's got my little floodlight thing on it. While we're waiting, I guess we'll talk about dinner. So I've had some pretty terrible luck cooking dinner recently. So today I'm going to be cooking on the fire and I'm going to be using this little camp cook set. I've only ever used it once before and I've never used it on an open flame. It's very cheap, very flimsy, and I noticed even the handle like wobbles from side to side. I've only used it once and it's all warped and out of shape. It's very, very thin aluminium. Hopefully I don't get sand in my food, or I don't tip it over, or I don't burn it, or whatever, the sort of things I normally do. So let's hope that I actually eat tonight, because unlike when I camp in Melbourne, if I stuff up my food, I can't just go to a shop and get a hamburger. I will be left eating some instant oats and a salami stick. Actually, I won't even be eating a salami stick because I think I left that in the car as well. I'll be eating some oats for dinner. Keeping with the coastal theme, I also have a Pacific ale. So I'm not sure if that's considered the Pacific. The Pacific is, you know, all around here. That's actually Bass Strait. So Bass Strait separates Victoria from Tasmania, which explains why it's not exactly warm here. So it's winter at the moment. Victoria's right down the bottom of Australia. Then you have Tasmania over that side of Bass Strait. And then below Tasmania is Antarctica. So I've amassed a little bit of a firewood collection. I hope that's enough for the night. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay up. It's probably about 5:30 now, so I think it's sunset now. Doesn't look like it on this camera because this camera has really good light pickup. But yeah, got a little collection of firewood, and I've been trying out some new tools. So this is the Fiskars X7. So it's a small little lightweight axe. It's extremely sharp, which makes me think that I'll probably have to keep it sharp so it works because it's so light. But it actually has a hollow handle. So it's extremely strong. It looks cheap because it's, you know, plastic, but it's like some sort of composite fiber or something. They're about $60, I think, $50 or something. But yeah, it's really, really good on this really hard timber. It's done a pretty good job. And it does come with a little guard for it as well. So it's easy to pack in the bag. It just fits in the side pocket of the bag. The other thing I've been using is this one, the Fiskars SW78. I've had this for a while. I think it's 78, 76. I don't know, I can't read it, it's worn off. But this is extremely light. So it's basically a pruning saw. I don't know how much it weighs. Yeah, extremely light. But good thing about it, has a little hook here. So you can just hook it onto your bag. You've got a little tightening screw, slides out, and you end up with a decent size saw. yeah, this is made from the same material as the other one, so it's hollow. It feels really sturdy considering it's so light. The only thing about it, this little screw, you have to make sure that's tightened up really tight, because as you're sawing, if it's loose, that little bolt slides down and hits your hand, and it surprisingly hurts a fair bit. But yeah, so I've been using these two things. However, on this really hard, dry wood, it wasn't working very well. The axe worked much better. But for green wood or softer woods, this works really well. I'm very happy with my purchases. Sponsor me, Fiskars. No, that's a joke. So, yeah, it's sunset now, which means that I should probably set up my tent. They're still fishing down there, but they're basically just a dot in the distance. So, I'll get I'll get the tent set up now, I think. This is supposed to be a two-man tent, but yeah, it's very small, very, very small. But for $14, you know, I can't complain. Yeah, it'll do the job. I'm very tall, so I'll have to sleep diagonally. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It is very small. Got my inflatable mattress, which is probably longer than the tent itself. Oh, I can make it just fit. So, and I know it's long enough for me, so that means the tent's long enough for me, so perfect. While we're waiting for it to die down, I guess we should talk about what I'm actually having for dinner. So, recently, I'm sitting in the smoke again. God, as soon as I start filming, the smoke's like, oh no you don't, and just blows straight in my face. Okay, stop now. As soon as I start talking, it goes into my face. I'm gonna go for a walk. So recently I discovered that you can get lots of free butters when you go out for dinner at a restaurant or a sports club or something like that. So I went and pinched as many of those as I could possibly get, and I'm going to base my meal around them tonight. So the theme of tonight is butter. So I thought, what are all the things that butter goes well with? So polenta. If you make polenta, you have lots of butter in it. So I'm going to have polenta with mushrooms, because mushrooms and butter go really well together. What else is butter good on? Green beans. So I've got some green beans on the side as well. And also some halloumi, because I need some sort of protein in there. So that's what's for dinner tonight. Now, what actually gets cooked may be different, because I'm probably going to drop half of it in the sand or kick sand into it or something. Well, I've now managed to make the fire even smokier. Wonderful. Luckily, I did bring a camp chair, so I'm going to set up the camp chair on the other side where there's not as much smoke. I can't move the log. While I still have a bit of light, and that's warming up, what I will do is I will get my next pan ready. So in this one, first off, I'm going to fry the halloumi, set that aside, or the halloumi and the beans, then set that aside, and then I'll get the mushrooms cooking. I just spent 10 minutes looking for a spoon. Okay, I think my water's boiling. I can't tell, I can't see. Okay, let's get some lights going. Okay, I can see what's going on now, and no, it's not boiling. So, it's getting close. I might just add the polenta now. So, just got a tiny amount of polenta. I need a table. So, I did buy one of the, I thought I had sand in the butter, then I realised it was polenta. So I was going to buy one of those little camp tables. I ordered it online, but it never came. But that would have been really handy right now. So let's just chuck the polenta in the water. Spoon. The polenta's starting to thicken up, so I'll just chuck the lid on it. Make sure there's no sand on it. I think that light's going flat. Okay, my phone light is officially brighter, which means that's going flat. And I did find my other light. It looks like it's going flat as well. And I forgot they have a different plug. So... And of course the halloumi's stuck to the bottom of the pan. Just what I wanted. Okay, I've given up on trying to cook the halloumi. As long as it's warm, that's fine. I'm going to stick that in my little plate. Add some water to finish cooking the beans. And then we'll get the mushrooms on. Okay, nearly done. As long as something doesn't go wrong now, it should be good. I have to say, this is really, really hard cooking with under my phone light while sitting in the sand. It is ridiculous. Like every time I pour things from one dish to another, I have to sit it on my lap and hold my phone in my mouth as I do it. So it's very hard to film and hold a light and cook a meal at the same time. Anyway, I'm gonna plate up now. Okay, we are done. Time to eat. Okay, providing that it's not too gritty or sandy, I think I'm really going to enjoy this. Also, let's get the fire going again. I'm trying to work out where the grittiness is coming from. Unfortunately, I think it's the mushrooms. Yep, there's sand in the mushrooms. Adds a bit of texture. There we go. Got a bit of firelight now. It is a perfectly clear night tonight. And I can see all the stars. Absolutely beautiful winter night to go camping. Well, that was actually really good. Now, I can finally stand up and get another beer. I couldn't do that before because I was too scared that I was going to kick sand into stuff. So now I've got all the plates to the side. I can relax and not worry about sand. I only need to worry about sand getting into the tent. So, yeah, time to relax. Okay, it's been a couple of hours. It's about 9 o'clock at night now. So now I'm sitting here waiting for the last of my wood to disappear. And I think now is probably a good time to give a shout out. So I would like to give a shout out to Camp Like a Boon. He has been absolutely brilliant when it comes to supporting new stealth campers. And he produces some really, really good videos. So he's based in Belgium and he goes to all sorts of historical sites. He camps in all sorts of weird and wonderful places. And yeah, I really think you should go check him out. The fire's dying down now. Yeah, that's the last of my wood. So I think I am going to have an early night. I normally go to bed quite late. So yeah, I'm going to have an early night tonight because I need to get up early in the morning because I need to work at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I am a long way from home. It's actually quite a long drive for me to get home. So I need to get up just before sunrise. hopefully I can film the sunrise, quickly pack up and then get to work. So I'll just sit here, watch the fire burn out and then get to bed. One thing I didn't consider is tides. How far does the tide come up this beach? Am I far enough away from the water? Am I going to wake up and have water flooding into my tent? We'll find out, I guess. Well, I think I've done pretty well not getting any sand in the tent. I got more sand in my food than I did in the tent. My feet are touching one end of the tent and my head is touching this end. So I don't know if I'm going to be warm enough tonight. I do have a Thermalite liner. I don't have it in the bag at the moment, but I am wearing woolen socks, I'm wearing thermals, I'm wearing my hoodie. Yeah, if I do get cold in the middle of the night, I will just add the Thermalite liner on the inside. Hopefully that will be warm enough. I did actually contemplate taking the tent and putting it over the top of the fire. So covering the fire with sand and then putting it over the fire. But then I worried, oh, maybe it will be too warm. But I don't know. We'll see how we go. Good night. Oh. Good morning. It is currently 5:30 a.m. Yeah, I've had plenty of sleep, so I'm wide awake now. I was going to wait for the sun to come up, which is about an hour and a half off. But I thought I would get up now and have something to eat. About an hour into sleep last night, I realised just how cold it was. It's absolutely freezing down here. So I jumped out, chucked my boots on, spread sand over the fire, and then pulled the whole tent over the fire. So I'm on the ashes. It's 5:30 in the morning now, and the ground is quite hot still. It's really nice, actually. That's something that I'll take away from this trip, is that it is a very effective way to keep warm. I reckon this will still be warm at lunchtime. Yeah, it's really, really nice. But yeah, back to breakfast. I may have to do this several times so the wood dries out. Oh no. There we go. The sun is officially coming up now. I can clearly see that there's more light in the sky, so I think it is probably an appropriate time to pack up. Let's fast forward this sunrise. So I'm more or less packed up now. There wasn't that sunrise that I was hoping for. This is the 90 Mile Beach, or at least a section of it. So I just saw a ship go past, which was kind of cool. There's actually 150, I think it's about 150 shipwrecks along this beach. Yeah, I guess I'll just pack up and walk back. Well, I'm all packed up. So if you've made it this far through the video, then thank you very much for persevering. Don't forget to subscribe. I notice, I think like 70% of people that watch your videos are not subscribed. So yeah, do that. Subscribe. I'm just gonna walk back and yeah, go to work, I guess. See you guys.